What is up, everyone? It's your girl, Andy Smalls, and we have to talk about what is happening in the Diddy trial. Since last time I posted a video about him, a lot has happened. Actually, it would be so much that wouldn't even have enough time to do a video about it. But the trial is soon approaching, super quick. It was scheduled to start Cinco de Mayo, um, which would be Monday, May 5th. And it looks like what is going to happen on Monday will be jury selection. So if you watched my other video about the Lori Vallow trial, they, also did this sort of sequence of events. And I guess this is how it goes. They're going to spend a week. I'm assuming it's going to be a week of going through, meeting potential jurors, and a process of elimination to see who will be the final, I'm thinking 13 people. That would be similar to the Lori Vallow trial. And I wanted to kind of pull up some tweets of a motion hearing that happened today in New York where Diddy is going to be having the trial. And there is a man who is so awesome that he goes into the court and he documents what's happening play by play. So he was there today. His name is Matthew Russell Lee. He has his own media company, and you could subscribe to him. He live tweets about different court cases. So he was there today. And so let's just kind of go through what he was tweeting about. He was also at the Weinstein trial today. So let's see. The first tweet he did about Diddy would be right here. So Sean Combs, he's brought in, he's got two lawyers. They're chatting with the prosecutor, Maureen Comey, by the lectern, his lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, and another are over by the door to the holding cell. So he kind of just tweets about what he sees. It's the only thing that really anyone has to go off of, unless you take the time to head on over to the courtroom. This is the inside guy. And he does have like a subscription, so if I subscribed, I probably could get more details. But this is what we got for now. And it says Sean Combs is brought out of the holding cell. So right here, holding cell, he hugs Alexandra Shapiro, fist bumps with Tony Garagos. Brian Steele is sitting to his left. Combs, white hair, little white beard, puts on reading glasses. We are waiting for Judge Subramanian. So Combs obviously doesn't have access to hair products, and his hair has turned white, be it if he was dyeing it before he went in or he is the effects of being in prison, because he's been in prison now, I would think, about 1 year at least. Let me see. When did Diddy get arrested? September 16th. Okay, not quite a year then. He was arrested. That's crazy because that's also Mexican Independence Day. That's kind of a coincidence, and I don't know why that's funny, but it is. So not a year. He's only been in there October, November, December, 8 months. So 3/4 of a year. So his hair is completely turned all white. And then the next tweet is, he's brought in And Judge Subramanian says, I've been planning to have prospective jurors in groups in 40. Some, and the the United States Attorney District says some might drop out. The judge says, okay, 45. And then the U.S. District Attorney says, will you ask questions to follow up on the questionnaires? Judge, yes, if there have been any changes. Again, so then the next tweet by Inner City Press says that the district of attorney says, we'd like to ask some more questions about possible bias. And that's really how they narrow down, you know, how the jurors are looking at things and certain biases they may have towards the defendant, and whether they would be able to provide a fair assessment and, you know, really be honest in jury and how the case outcome will be. So they have to ask them questions. And the judge says, can you give me a list of jurors by number? The district attorney says, and the question numbers. We wonder if after the one-on-one sequestered questioning, we can make motions to exclude for cause. Judge says yes. And let me see if there's any comments on these things. Like, is anybody... Oh, okay. Oh, man, look at all these subtweets. Okay, we got to go back because I didn't even know he was subtweeting things. All right, let's start from the beginning then. Okay, so, wow. Okay, so then, okay, let's go back to the beginning. Before Combs is brought in, his lawyers are chatting with the prosecutor, with prosecutor Maureen Comey by the lectern. And then Inner City Press says he's brought out of the holding cell, fist bumps. Okay, but I'm planning to have prospective juries. Some might drop out. Oh, okay, this is a continuation of what we've been reading. Okay, so now Combs' lawyer, Ag Nafilo, asks the judge, did your honor plan to question jurors without the defendant present? So Combs' attorney is asking the judge, will he be questioning these jurors without the defense team there, or Sean Combs there? And the judge says, yes. Are you on board? And Diddy's lawyer says respectfully, no. These sequestered questions are good ones. It's one position that Mr. Combs would have to be present. And I don't know what kind of rights a defendant has as far as picking a jury, but his attorney is, that's what an attorney is supposed to do, is kind of, if closed mouths don't get fed. So he for whatever reason, Combs thinks he should be in the room. I feel like that would intimidate jurors, and that wouldn't really be conducive to the prosecution's case. It would be more of an advantage to the defense side. So I'm not sure what the judge is going to. Let's see if he actually makes a decision on this. So the judge says we are 2 courtrooms and 2 jury rooms. We just need to have this ready to go for Monday. So it sounds like the judge is like, as long as this is done, tapped in on Monday, or plugged in on Monday, you know, I feel like a lot of these trials, they because of the motions that are submitted, the timelines will get pushed back, and it's really an art for a judge to kind of stay on schedule and to keep everybody on schedule. So I think that's kind of what the judge is saying. And so the district attorney says, I don't think the marshals could take Mr. Combs to a jury room, and we'll need to seal sensitive material at the sidebar. So Combs' lawyer, Agnafilo, he also says in the Shirkelly case, I wonder if that's that that guy that was that medical dude that Yeah. Oh my God. This guy is like he used to be the most hated man in the world. He's the one that like bought the medicine for AIDS and then increased the price. Um, as you can see here, I don't know if he's still in jail. I think he got out. Let me see. Yeah, he is out. Is he was released from prison in 2022. So what does his lawyer say comparing um Diddy to him? We allowed a press person to come to the sidebar. I wonder if this was Scarelli's attorney. What a small world. Let me see. Mark was the attorney who represented Martin Shkreli. Wow. Interesting. I did not know that. Okay. Wow, that's super interesting. So, so he's referencing this case that he was also involved in. We allowed a press person to come to the sidebar. So they would allow kind of someone, a reporter, right, to be included in these like smaller conversations. But here there will be more personal information from the jurors. And then he cites some sort of reference case, press enterprise. There is a Wayne, including of privacy. And then Combs' lawyer, Agnafilo, we do not want our friends from the press to come to the sidebar. Okay, so who asked that then? Okay. So he's asking to not allow press involved to be involved. We think we can do it in this case. We can overcome the First Amendment issue. We did this in the U.S. versus Ghislaine Maxwell. So he has been involved in all of the big cases that are just like representing the grimiest of defendants, because Ghislaine is super grimy. Martin Shkreli, hella grimy. So let me see. Was he the lawyer for this lady too? That is crazy. Ghislaine. Previously represented. So yeah, he has so I guess Diddy, did his research on these lawyers. One of the lead prosecutors who convicted Ghislaine Maxwell joins the ranks in the Department of Justice against Sean Diddy Combs. So Maureen Comey, wow, was involved in Ghislaine's trial. That's not a good look. You got the prosecutors from the Epstein case. If this was tried in the same district, there's chances where it's all the same players because it's the same courts. So I could look up who the judge was for the Ghislaine trial, but everybody's supposed to be unbiased, so that shouldn't matter, but that's kind of just you're fighting. Ghislaine lost that case, and obviously so did Jeffrey Epstein. And now you have the same people that prosecuted that prosecuting you. This is just all bad. All bad for Diddy. Judge for the Ghislaine Maxwell case. And so I'm kind of just looking at these updates right now on the fly. Like, I've been so busy. I've been watching YouTube videos here and there and trying to get updates for the Diddy case. It just came up so fast. I have another channel called Latin Affiliated, and I've been super busy, and I've been going to events. So I couldn't wait to come back to this channel. And the cases, this Diddy case obviously is just one of so many, right? I'm also kind of trying to keep up with the Brian Koberger case, which is also, there's so much details coming out now about that. So I appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching this now, please give me a like, subscribe so I can keep doing this. This channel is not monetized yet. I want to get there as fast as I can. I am thinking about opening a Patreon. You can also just kind of submit a donation if you like what I'm doing. I'd really appreciate that. So the judge in the Maxwell case was a U.S. District Judge Allison Nathan. So it's not the same judge. But let me see what court. Because I know that Diddy is in the South District Court. So it doesn't say here. Which court district? Let me see if I can see. I mean, this doesn't really matter, but it just kind of shows, Southern District. So he's in the exact same court district. It's just a crazy world. It's such a small world. Okay, so let's go back to our tweets. We do not want, so Combs' lawyer, Agnifilo, we do not want our friends from the press to come to the sidebar. We think we can do it in this case. We can overcome the First Amendment. We did this in the U.S. versus Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, so I guess he's just referencing this book. I wonder if he wrote this book. Matthew Russell Lee. No, he did not. I don't know who that is. Just an author, I guess. Okay, so the judge says, I'm okay with that, but it may take longer than 3 days. So I guess they're saying the jury selection is going to take longer than 3 days. So the trial won't actually start until after, obviously, until the trial, the jurors are selected. So if Monday is May 5th, if all goes well, they will start the trial and have opening statements on Thursday, that would be May 9th is my guess. So the district, U.S. District Attorney says, Judge Nathan did it in 3 days in Maxwell. We are conferring about the list of people and places. We understand that there may be additional defense counsel. Combs' lawyer, Agnifilo, we do not intend to add 2 lawyers, or we do intend, sorry about that, we do intend to add 2 lawyers. We'll do it be tonight into the docket. Okay, so this is the other thing I heard earlier today, that Combs is looking to get a Black female attorney on his side. Now, maybe that's obvious to some people. Like, I don't know what his reasoning behind that is. Female, okay, I could see. Why does she have to be Black? I don't know. Having a female lawyer, it's kind of like what they did with the O.J. Simpson trial. There was a lot of kind of accusations of them having a token Black lawyer. They didn't have a female lawyer there, though. But this was a different sort of case, right? This is a totally different situation. So I don't know why she has to be Black. But I did hear that he is looking to add a female Black lawyer to his team, which I will see if that's actually the case. But it does say here that they do intend to add 2 lawyers. So that would bring his team to 5 lawyers, I'm assuming. My colleagues in the press have been writing a lot of stories, so please ask the jurors if they have read about the case since the questionnaire. will add it. So that's the hardest part. I don't know how they find people that do not read the news or don't have a cell phone, especially if you're like local. I get local news on my phone whether I want it or not. You know, it's just there on your phone. Apple just has its own like news feed, and it's kind of regionally based. So I don't know how they find people that don't check the news. But there are people that, you know, really aren't on their phones all the time. Okay, so addendum. As inner city press previously reported would be asked, it happened. As inner city press would be asked, it happened. Wow, I wonder if they are referring to this Twitter guy. They know he's a reporter. Addendum. As inner city press, okay, Judge Subramanian, I can't even say his name, ask Combe if he rejected a written plea offer from the government. Yes, I did. Okay, so I wonder what the plea deal was. Like, why would you not accept a plea deal? That's a bad move. Like, I don't think they offered Jeffrey Epstein a plea deal. Did they offer? Was Jeffrey Epstein offered a plea deal? The completely unprecedented plea deal made with Alex Acosta. Politically, former prosecutors, how unusual it is to bring charges this old, and why Epstein's previous deal with Alex Acosta, now Labor Secretary, was completely indefensible. Is now facing. Oh, okay. Has pled guilty, but before to lesser charges, and has more on the story. Epstein allegedly abused. Okay, so I guess he was offered a plea deal and accepted it. Did Jeffrey see? Yeah. So I don't know why P Diddy wouldn't accept a plea deal. Poor judgment. Poor judgment used an Epstein plea deal. A Justice Department report has found that former labor exercised poor judgment in handling an investigation where he was a top, but it also says he did not engage in professional misconduct. Oh, okay. He never went to trial. Okay. Well, I don't know too much about that case. I just know that he offed himself. Okay, so if he rejected a written, so they had to get on the record that Puff Daddy, or P Diddy, whatever you want to call him, Sean Combs, they had to get on the record out of his own mouth that he rejected the plea deal so that he could not say later that he was never offered one. Now they have that on the record. Judge Subramanian, I think I said it right now. What about the requested gag order? Combs' lawyer, Miss Bloom's statements may have violated the rules. Judge, I remind everyone they are required to comply with the local rules before making any further public statements about this case. So I have been I heard that Miss Bloom is actually the daughter of I think Gloria Allred's mother. Let's see, Miss Bloom, lawyer, daughter. Lisa Bloom. Oh yeah, she's Gloria Allred's daughter. And if you guys know who Gloria Allred is, like, they are some heavy hitters in the lawyer world. So this is like hardball trial here. And this is like as high stakes as you can get. The most advanced people in the judicial system are involved in this case. So this is going to be very, very interesting. These people are going to play hardball on both sides. So what are your predictions? Do you think that Puff Daddy has a chance in hell to actually come out of this without taking a plea deal? That is so risky. And to me, it just screams ego, right? Egomaniac. Okay, dude, like, take the plea deal. You already have the charges. I was saying this, I was on TV the other day, and it's like the court of public opinion is already out there. 50% of people, I feel like, think he's guilty. 50% of people still have his back. I don't know what the actual ratio is, but that's already set in our heads. This trial, it's like you're trying to reject a plea deal to like satisfy your own ego. Like, dude, that plea deal must have been crappy. It must have been, that's the only way I would think he would reject that. Like, it must have been like, you do 10 years in jail, which 10 years, he's already almost done one. You know, that's kind of a lot of time, especially if he's going to claim that he's innocent. Let's just try and get through the rest of these tweets. Because I do want to say what I heard his defense is going to be too, which is really crazy. Okay, so what about the requested gag order? So Miss Bloom's statements may have violated the rules. So I guess she has been talking. If there's a gag order, Miss Bloom must have made some statements about the P. Diddy case. Let's see if she said anything lately. Oh, wow. She went on No Jumper? That's crazy. I can't believe she went on No Jumper. Let's play this really quick.
No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today I'm bringing you guys an interview very outside our usual realm of expertise. So we have Lisa Bloom on the podcast. How you doing?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to have you out here. What brings you to LA? You're doing a little bit of the media rounds today, I take it?
Well, I live and work in LA.
Oh, okay.
So, but I am doing a lot of media interviews about the Sean Combs cases.
Right.
Because I represent a couple of the victims.
Damn. I didn't know she went on No Jumper. Oh, that's definitely speaks to her. If they're saying she's violating the order, going on a No Jumper, what seems to be completely completely in line with that. Let's see if there's anything more recent that has happened that she has maybe said anything. Diddy's team flags deeply disturbing interview. Okay, so here's something recent that happened, I guess. Diddy's legal team concerned about deeply disturbing interview on BBC Doc on Mogul. So one of Diddy's attorneys has expressed with issues with a deeply disturbing interview with Lisa Bloom that ran as part of the P. Diddy, The Rise and Fall documentary. Yeah, I forgot about this. This is out. This is out now. Ooh, when did this come out? This came out. I forgot about this. Oh, BBC isn't available in our region. How do you watch it? It's got to be on. It's got to be somewhere else. Let's see. It's on YouTube. I want to see what Lisa Bloom says.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I just won $60,000 from my car crash from this app from my phone.
On Prime Crime.
When he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man. When they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them.
One of entertainment.
Damn, that's fucked up. Okay, so is that Lisa Bloom right there? Let's see. Let's find Lisa Bloom. Let's see if she's in here. No, that's not her. Okay, so I don't see her part in here. That's not her, is it?
Things that are just unforgivable, and I don't think anyone's going to want to align themselves with him.
But as far as whether people will still listen to his music, I don't think.
I don't know if that was her. I can't tell. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's what they're talking about. Miss Bloom's statements may have violated the rules. I want to see what she said. Lisa Bloom. Diddy wants Lisa Bloom and Doug Wigdor to shut the F up. Okay. All right. I can't find it. So, okay. But go check out that documentary. I know I am because I haven't watched it yet. Okay. So, and that's basically it. See you Monday, adjourned. Okay. So they're kind of saying that P. Diddy is going to use the defense. He's pleading insanity. But I see why they would think that could work. And without having done too much research yet on it, because it's not going to work though, in my opinion. You could argue when you sign a contract, if you were inebriated, when you sign that contract, like you could sign a contract and say, oh, you know what, I was high on weed. Or you know what, I had 3 drinks when I signed that contract. That makes the contract void. So I feel like he's going to say his action. That is what I heard, what they said. But it doesn't work in this case. You are the defendant. You're the primary aggravator of these events. If you were like on the receiving end, that makes more sense. Like that, like, okay, yeah, damn, you kind of were coerced and not real in the sound of mind, and you had really bad judgment. That works as a defense. But if you were a victim, but being the aggravator, it doesn't work that way, in my opinion. So when I saw that, I was like, really? You're not going to be able to plead insanity. Right here. Okay, so Diddy insanity plea shocker. Not so fast. Okay, well, let's see what the truth is according to MSN.com. Here's the truth about his defense. Rumors are flying that Sean Diddy Combs is pulling an insanity card in his bombshell federal case, but that's not the truth. A TMZ report reveals his argues are only arguing that he was too wasted to fully control his behavior. Exactly. That's what gets you out of contracts you may have signed if you say you were wasted. But that doesn't put you in a positive light if you were the person causing harm. Like, if you're a grown man, you should, I'm sure you've done these substances before. You've had years and years of experience of doing these substances, and therefore you should know how out of control your body is, what your limit is on doing these substances. So that doesn't excuse anything. So let's read the rest. There's no official insanity plea. Diddy's defense is about intoxication, not claiming he's crazy. It's not going to work. And yes, there's a massive legal difference between the two. Yeah, there is. One is self-induced. The other is something involuntary, like a mental health issue is involuntary. You can't help it if you have brain damage or long-term health issues. He voluntarily took those substances. So there's definitely two very distinct differences here. Prosecutors aren't buying it. They're pushing to block any testimony about his drunken, drugged up state during the alleged crimes. The real strategy, blame it on the booze and other substances. Diddy's team is ready to call in experts who will testify that heavy partying impaired his mental function. Yes, that's true. It's not an excuse, though. But this is all about diminished capacity, not insanity in the legal sense, or diminished like ownership. He's not owning up, taking diminished responsibility. Under federal law, insanity means you literally couldn't tell right from wrong. Being high or drunk doesn't automatically get you off the hook, and Diddy's lawyers know that. They should know that. They're aiming to soften the blow, not erase guilt altogether. It's a risky move, and the court isn't making it easy. That's a stupid move. How social media exploded with insanity plea rumors. Once TMZ dropped the story, the internet caught fire. Accounts like Surprise Witness and Simon's James started screaming that Diddy was going for an insanity defense. Oh, not here. We don't jump to conclusions. We tell you what we find and we break it down with you piece by piece. Okay, so we did not do that. Knock on wood. Maybe that'll show you guys. Come here first. See what we got to say, because we're going to just go through the facts. Problem is, they got it wrong. There's zero evidence in any court filing that Diddy is using a true insanity plea. The mix-ups show how fast misinformation spreads, especially when celebrities are involved in serious scandals. Diddy's team, this was consensual, not criminal. So yeah, they are going to say he's a swinger. That's not a crime. It is a crime if the people that are visiting you are not swingers and you drug them to partake. That's the criminal issue at hand here. We don't give a fuck about your kinky freaking desires. That's not the issue. The issue is thrusting them, no pun intended, upon innocent people that aren't that way, that don't want to be involved in stuff like that, or partake in like dirty activities. Instead of pleading insanity, Diddy Squad is doubling down on the idea that everything was consensual. They can't do that. There's too many texts and stories that people say otherwise. They claim he lived a wild swinger lifestyle, not a criminal double life. On top of that, he's just a shitty person. He beat the crap out of Cassie. We don't know what his involvement was with Tupac being unalived. His biggest artist, B.I.G., passed away, who, from what I hear, Biggie and Tupac were friends, but it wasn't financially beneficial for P. Diddy for Tupac and Biggie to be friends. It wasn't financially beneficial for them to patch things up and work together. So he's right where he belongs, in my opinion. And I hate to go off on a tangent, you know, and everybody deserves their due process, and he's gonna get it. But you know, if they couldn't get him on other crimes, because those crimes obviously that he has not been charged with, it's not looking good for him. That's all I'm gonna say. Especially if Cassie's gonna go back on the stand and she's trying to keep him in jail. Why? Because she knows how bad of a person he is. You think that if she did it just for the money, she got her money. She's good. She doesn't have to do that. But she's coming back to retestify, is what I'm being told, or what I'm hearing. She clearly knows, and she knows him almost better than anyone. Also, his ex-wife Kim, she was too young to pass away. He's not a good person. So, okay, so on April 25th, TMZ reported Diddy even rejected a sweet plea deal. I want to know what the sweet plea deal was. What was it? Because he believes he'll beat the charges by proving consent. Dude, you lost that battle already. You're not proving consent at this point. Like, there's so many, there's like a freaking pile of lawsuits screaming violations from your part. There's no going back on that. It's like saying, like, if 100 people are saying the same thing, they're all lying. That's never the case. That's never the case. So no, Diddy isn't saying he lost his mind. He's saying the parties were mutual, not illegal. They weren't illegal, but they were when you crossed the line and started drugging people. So here's Angela Yee saying Diddy's trying to claim he was too wasted to know what he was doing, and he's bringing a Columbia doctor to back him up. But prosecutors are calling BS, saying it's totally irrelevant. The legal drama is getting messy. And this is a great article. Shout out to MSN. I haven't looked at an MSN article in freaking forever. Inside the explosive evidence set to rock the trial. As the trial heats up, prosecutors are ready to roll out smoking gun evidence. This includes a 2016 hotel video showing Diddy allegedly assaulting Casey Ventura and jaw-dropping freak-off party tapes. Testimony from 4 brave accusers, including Ventura, could bring down the house on Diddy's empire. Yes. So that Cassie is happy to come back on the stand, and she doesn't have to do that. She got her money. She got paid. So what is the reason? She doesn't want him on the streets. He's a menace to society. Meanwhile, Diddy's lawyers are battling to keep jurors focused on consent, not chaos. Will they succeed? Only time will tell. Why this trial could change celebrity justice forever. With jury selection already underway and opening statements set for May 12th. Okay, opening statements. So that would be a week from, so they're saying the jury selection could take 3 days, but this article saying is probably going to take a full week, which means the trial will start the following Monday, May 12th. The stakes couldn't be higher. Diddy is fighting for his freedom and his legacy. His legacy is burnt to the ground. If found guilty, he could face decades behind bars, wiping out a lifetime of music, business, and cultural achievements. This case isn't just about Diddy. It's about what happens when wealth, fame, and dark allegations collide in America's courtrooms. Well, let me know what you guys think about this bombshell updates. I was trying to keep up to date with the case. So there is so much to unpack here. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. I hope you guys like this video. Let me know. I will do my best to do a live reaction on the opening statements and also do another video as soon as I can. I'm not sure, it might be on another trial, but tap in with your girl. Make sure you let me know if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon. Have a great day.